What is going on with Karen Huger from the Real Housewives of Potomac? That interview, girl, I have to say, the accountability was not in the room with us. Like, it was like the craziest, wildest things that I have seen in a while. And we need to talk about it. But before we start, welcome back. I'm the Real Andy of Beverly Hills. Welcome to another piece of tea. If you're new here, welcome to the Beverly Troop, where I keep it real and I mention it all. So make sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And remember, if you are part of the all crew and you have not done it yet, make sure to go to the notification bell, turn it off, and turn it on again. All right, you do not want to miss all the tea that is happening. Also, guys, please remember that season 2 of my podcast is already out there. My podcast is called Pop Smash by The Real Andy. Please go to my other YouTube channel. The link is also in the description below, or just look for Pop Smash by The Real Andy. And please subscribe if you haven't listened to it. I have a very special guest and we had so much fun. All right. Okay, guys, so let's talk about this mess. Look, I understand why Bravo and Andy decided to do the interview. I think that this is something that we kind of like wanted it to like watch, you know. But I feel that Karen Huger is not making herself any favors whatsoever, you know. I got my hands on the interview before the interview actually aired, right? I actually did a little TikTok about it, but my TikTok is dead right now, so not a lot of people saw that. But I remember watching it, and I was like, and I couldn't like spoil anything anyways, you know? So like, I was like, yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting, you know. And I was waiting to see, I have my own opinion, but I was waiting to see how people were going to react, you know, how people were going to be like taking this interview. And people are reacting exactly the way that I thought that they were going to react, which is, what the F is this? You know, I was like watching this interview and I was like, look, Andy Cohen did his homework. So when it comes to Bravo and Andy Cohen, I have to say, bravo. You know, Andy Cohen went hard, not in a mean way, because Andy is not like that, like a mean person that way, you know, but he asked every single question that he knew we wanted it to be asked, you know. He did not let anything slide from Karen Huger, you know, when it comes to like, well, what about the DUIs? What about this? You know, every single time that she will do some kind of like a snarky comment, she will you know, he will literally like call it out and being like, well, but you did this, you know, and you are doing that, and like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? I think Andy Cohen wanted it. I think Andy Cohen as like a dad and a daddy, you know, to these housewives, I think he wanted it to see that Karen Huger was gonna come here and really be apologetic. I do believe that Andy wanted Karen Huger to return to the Real Housewives of Potomac, but he's also very realistic into saying, if the public does not forgive this woman, there is no way that she's gonna return to the show, right? So it was up to Karen Huger to convince us that she changed, that she went to jail for a year, and that she was a different woman. And I think she just couldn't do it. You could see the face of Andy Cohen through the interview of kind of like disappointment, of like, girl, she is delusional, you know, like this is insane, like what is happening over here, you know. Yes, she talked about everything, right? It's not like she did not answer questions. She answered questions, right? But it was so like, it's like when, you know, the typical housewife apology, you know, that you just want to hear like, I am so sorry, I did this, period. But she constantly was like, I'm so sorry, but I'm so sorry, but you need to understand my circumstances. I'm so sorry about my husband. I'm so sorry about my family. I'm so sorry about this, you know? And it's like, we don't need to hear your excuses, because when you excuse yourself, it's kind of like telling the world, you are not really sorry, right? You are just saying like, well, you know, everything happened because of this. Of course, there are reasons behind everything, but you're still not taking accountability over your actions, you know? When she says, I'm thankful that I didn't hit anyone, it's like it didn't feel like, oh my God, you know, I'm so like thankful, you know, that I didn't kill anyone. You know, it felt like, oh my God, thank God I didn't hit anyone, because can you imagine me being in jail more than a year? You know what I mean? Like, it felt like very weird, you know, her comments about like what she was wearing, you know, and like, oh, let's make it clear, I still have like my my black bra, my bag, my black lancery or something like that, you know. And I was like, what? This is not the moment to brag about anything that you did inside of, you know, jail. It was very weird, and people are not forgiving it. The comments are bad on social media, you know. People are being like, there is no apology, there is no remorse, there is nothing in there. Why does she will have to return to the show? You know, it's like, the Lulu is literally delusional, you know. But I don't know if there is something in the water, because Wendy Osefo during the reunion was also so delusional that I just don't know. It is so weird, you know, like how these women are behaving, because you will think that as a public figure you will be so sorry about everything, you know. Like, you will be like, please forgive me, I'm a horrible person, I'm a horrible human being, I don't deserve your love, you know. That's how you win people back, right? And Karen Huger, you know, she just came with this air of like, I'm still the gram dam, you know. And I'm like, oh girl, you know. And the worst part is like, I just don't really believe that she's a horrible person, but I just believe that her ego is not letting her do the things that she needs to do, you know. And I don't know if this is going to be enough, you know. So kudos to Bravo for doing the interview, to Andy for like really going there and really try to give Karen Huger that second chance. I just don't think that Karen Huger took the second chance as it needed to be. And I don't think that Karen should return to the show, to be very honest with you. You know, I think she should be punished somehow. Maybe another year without her being on the show, and then maybe she returning as a friend of the show. Something like that, you know, because honestly, I think even bringing her to BravoCon was a mistake, because that really fed her ego, you know, in the wrong way. She really believes that because people applaud her at BravoCon, that everything is just forgiven, you know, and she doesn't even is able to acknowledge that she actually got 4 DUIs. You know, it's super wild, you know. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What were your thoughts? What are you thinking? Let me know. And if you want to get all the tea related to the Real Housewife of Potomac or any of the other Bravo shows, make sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you around. See ya. Bye.